is up, guys? Today we are going to do a 3-year update of the time from when we first bought this car to now, what we've done to it so far, and what we plan on hopefully doing to it in the near future. So let's go ahead and go to the place where all of this started. This right here is where this all started 3 years ago. So yeah, this is where I was at 3 years ago, right here in this little spot right here, shooting the very first Xterra we had. You remember the black one, the first one? And I was shooting it right here in this side, kind of where the tripod's at right now. Shooting it right here. And my buddy Travis pulled up and parked where the Z's parked now. And I was taking photos, and I decided to take some photos of his, and that's kind of when I started realizing I really like this platform. These are cool cars. You can do a lot with them. I should look into getting one. So we talked about it, and I shot his car, and I'll throw a few of those photos up right now from 3 or 4 years ago. And we were discussing it, and he was like, yes, you should. You should look into them. I've had one for years, and they were great. So then, that's all it took. I think it must have been a month, maybe 2, from that moment he told me I should get one, that I found this. And a couple cities over. Messaged the guy, got a great deal. You guys know the rest. One owner car, blah, 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 blah. We brought it right back to this spot right here. And I do believe, this was also the first area that we made the first video on this car on. And here I am acting like I've been doing this for a long time. I have like maybe 40 videos out, but it's still pretty cool. So we came back here and went over the car, went over with what I wanted to do with the car, where I saw this project going. Let's throw in a couple of those in here. Alright, so it's now the next day. I just kind of wanted to enjoy the car last night, and it wasn't even owning the car for like 6 hours, and we had already put a new deck in this thing so I can finally listen to music. So what I ended up getting was a single owner Nissan 350Z, and it is the touring package. So upgraded Bose sound system, heated leather seats, but I wasn't really too worried about any of that. The biggest thing for me was having it being a single owner car with relatively low miles. So this thing only has, when I picked it up, it had 96,000 miles on it, give or take some, and super clean. One owner from an old guy, was unmodded, never did anything with it, sat in his garage, and yeah. So it was a perfect base. The interior though is just immaculate, like a little bit of wear in the seats, but I mean they're not ripped at all. Everything still functions like it should. There's no marks in the dash or anything. Everything works as it should. Doors aren't ruined. Like, it doesn't get much cleaner than this, so I'm excited. So yeah, I'm super excited to start modding this car, and I think it's a great platform. I've always wanted a rear-wheel drive. It's my first one, and first 6-speed as well, so this has been a little bit of a learning curve, but I'm super excited for it. And I've already have a list of parts coming in for it, and the first thing we're gonna do is tint, because I hate driving in a fishbowl. So tint should be here later this week, and I'm trying to source down some wheels and some tires for it. Then springs will come next, and then you know how it goes, one on and so forth. So stay tuned. Many videos coming for this thing and where this thing is going to take me, and I'm just super excited. So thanks for checking in. Stay tuned for more videos. Catch you in the next one. So now, 3 years later, 3.5-ish, somewhere in there, this is where we're at. So let's go over it now and see if I've checked those boxes off. And I apologize if this is a little blown out. I'm still waiting on my ND filter to show up for this new lens. But hey, we're also shooting in 4K now, so I hope that makes a difference too. So let's start up front here. So I had to put glasses on, otherwise I was going to be squinting the whole time. It just wasn't going to be a great thing. But let's start up front. We have our 370Z Nismo front-end conversion-ish. It's just the bumper made for the 350. So we have our 370Z Nismo bumper. We have our front splitter from Street Aero. We have side splitters from Street Aero as well. We have our really cool canards, or fins, I guess, whatever you want to call them, from Aerowolf. And also new end plates in the back. Those are really good. Carbon fiber ducts up front, which they are useful. They are letting air come in. You guys remember our custom headlights that we built last year? All of these parts were from XK Glow, and that was a really fun project, and I kind of want to redo them and revamp them a little bit, get a new fresh perspective on it, you know, update them a little bit. And then still running the stock hood, but we cut the louvers in, and these are from Track Spec Motorsports. They work phenomenal at evacuating hot air out of the motor. So between pulling colder air from out front and coming through, it's almost the perfect setup. There's a few more things I want to tweak, but for the most part, we're running cool. So now, moving to the side, we have our full carbon fenders from Fly One. I believe these are a 15 mil over stock. Up front, we have a full Brembo brake conversion off of our old G35 that we stole. We are right now on Raceland coilovers for the time being. With everything going on, I'm waiting for the chance to be able to buy DCs and get them in, just because I've been on these for 2 years and I think they're at the end of their life. So we are running Cosmos XT006Rs and an 18 by 9.5 plus 10 up front, 18 by 11 plus 8 in the rear on Federal 595s. We also are running ISR upper control arms up front to push -4 degrees of camber, and in the rear we have Bluetooth 13 everything, and right now we're just pushing -8. We have our carbon fiber mirror caps, which is a nice little touch. Here you can see our side splitter extensions from Street Aero, along with the double fin from Aerowolf, carbon fiber door handles, carbon fiber C-pillar, and our nice side skirts, which were Vertex style side skirts. Now, I think these are going to be one of the pieces that I'm going to change out in the near future. I'm thinking about doing another kit on this car for next year, but we'll see if that comes to fruition. Now, turning around, in the rear, we are just running our Crown Carbon Crafting overs, full carbon fiber, and these are just a 5 mil over stock. So, not much, but a little girth in the hips never hurt. Now, coming down to the back, we have our 66 or 68 millimeter, can't quite remember what it is, but our swung neck chassis mount wing from Battle Aero, which has been a great addition, but like everything else, I'm thinking about changing it up and going for a different wing here soon. You can see our Aerowolf end plates, which I have a couple different styles of these now. I love them. It just adds that extra little bit of spice. I don't know if you guys can see it, but top secret style rear diffuser, and you can see our dual tip Y-back exhaust from NVIDIA, which I think is almost the perfect note with not being too loud, but I mean, it's a VQ. Can't really make them sound that great anyways. So since we're talking exhaust now, let's go ahead, one-handed, boom. Take a peek under the hood. So now you can see Mishimoto intake with their combined Mishimoto silicone intake hose, which is supposed to be colder, and they state for a 10 to a 15 horsepower gain. I don't know if that's true or not, but it really works. Just to add for extra heat blocking, we decided to wrap this. I don't know if you can see it, but we decided to wrap this in gold reflective tape. Replaced all coolant hoses with the Z1 hoses, oil catch can, and coolant overflow from Limitless Auto. So that was a nice little addition this year. We also have ISR test pipes along with our Y-back exhaust. So that's really opened this car up. So along the lines of our ISR test pipes, I also would like to take a recommendation for any Y-backs, or not Y-backs, for any Y-pipes you guys think would be a great addition. Now the NVIDIA is a 2.5 back, and I don't really want to upgrade and go 3-inch, because I think that's what's giving it its decent tone right now. So if any of you guys out there know of a decent Y-pipe that's still a 2.5-inch diameter, drop them down below. I'd like to take a look at them, because that is something I would like to change going forward as well. So here on the door we have our AEM wideband. We painted the door handles gold, matching kind of everything else that we've got going on with the theme of this car. So yeah, it matches our gold turn signal extensions, because after running the NRG, it was hard to reach, so this makes it real nice. Now with that, we're running an NRG quick release with suede. We did a D&D extension so we can put our cruise control back in, so we can run our maps, because here in the near future we are getting a flash from Z1. Carbon fiber overlay with apparently they call this the R32 like Nismo cluster, I don't know, but they're just little inserts, so it changed it to red, so that was a nice addition. Center console had broke, or the center pocket had broke, so we went and threw a tablet in there with a double din. NRG shift knob with bride boot. Put this back on. Greatest sound in the world. Matching gold H harness bar in the back that we built. Corbeau bucket with matching Corbeau 4-point harness, just for that added bit of safety. And Nismo floor mats that are dirty. Sorry, I use this car, it's not always clean. So yeah, so that's the gist of the car now, after 3 years of owning it. I'm sure there's a lot of little things that I've missed, but you guys get the gist of it. We've touched almost about everything on this car. Like I said, next year we're looking at new wheels, new body kit basically, maybe wrapping the car. I want to get a new wing. There's a lot of stuff I want to change up. New suspension, you get the gist. Never happy, never ends. So, even more reason to subscribe, stay tuned, and see where this car is going to take us next. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.